Hello guys, and welcome back to this video series that we've been doing for a long time now. Welcome to the casting series where I cast all the games from the tournament Burger Cup 21st. This tournament has been absolutely fire so far. And right now I have spoilers right now on the screen, but I will remove those spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, go back and watch all the other 6 videos that I've been dropping, but I will remove the spoilers right now. A small recap of what happened last time. We watched this quarterfinals for the winners bracket. Talrash got kind of destroyed by Matt the Star. This game right here, this matchup, this series was very disappointing to me. I thought we would get higher level. Matt the Star kind of just played with his food. Talrash, I assume he's a pretty decent player. However, I don't think it's quarterfinal worthy. I haven't watched any of his games before this, so maybe he just had an easy run, but I have no idea. Yeah, so Matt the Star moves on to the semifinal. He will meet Bloody Monster, who just won against Atla. No idea why that was only one game. It was a fire game, but it was only one game. And Bloody Monster won that very convincingly. Atla is not an easy player to play against, but when you're a Bloody Monster, you're just a Bloody Monster, and it means you win. So we are getting an absolute fire semifinal game. I assure you we will get that. However, it won't be today, and we're going to talk about that later. Dredic, he went up against Superman. This is probably potentially my favorite best of 3 in this whole tournament so far. That was absolutely fire. This one down here, Frenetic Romresis, that was also fire, but this one is absolutely, this one was absolutely gorgeous. Go watch that. I would definitely recommend you that if you haven't watched it already. I'm stumbling over my words. This means that Dredic, he moves on to meet Frenetic, who won against Sour Cream, or aka Deco. This was also a crazy best of 3. Some absolutely ridiculous things happening in this one as well. Eldar mirrors are just something else. I don't know why they just... Yeah, go watch that as well. That was absolutely crazy. So Dredic, another Eldar player, goes up against Frenetic, and the Star Orc player goes up against Bloody Monster. However, we won't watch the semifinals yet because some of these players lost, and it means that they will go down in the losers bracket. And if you remember, if you have watched that, we saw Romresis win against Dance. We saw Pyro win relatively convincing actually against Kuo. Nameless, he won against Forgotten. Nameless is definitely a dark horse in this one. Romresis as well. It's so sad that these players are down in the losers bracket because they'll absolutely wipe everyone else, or at least that's the look of it. Warden won against Warp Games. I couldn't watch this game as far as I remember. Again, Warp Games, I don't know, I just never get to watch his games. But instead, we just have a fire, absolute fire quarterfinal, I would call it, in the losers bracket. We have Atla versus Romresis. That one will be absolutely fire. My money is on Romresis, but don't sleep on Atla. He has shown some pretty good things in this tournament. Talrash goes up against Pyro. No offense, but I think this is the 2 lowest level players there is left. That says more about the players that's the other players in this tournament, because the other players are just absolutely amazing. But Talrash, Pyro, that's going to be interesting. We are going to have another IG versus SM matchup. Going to be good. Deco, or Sour Cream, goes up against Nameless. This is probably the one that I'm looking the most forward to. And then Superman versus Warden. Also going to be super fire, I think. Let's see what happens. I'm going to look forward to every single game here, and we'll see who moves on to the semifinal of the losers bracket, where they will probably meet the 2 players that loses in the semifinal in the winners bracket. But let's get to it. We'll start with Atla versus Romresis. Stay tuned. Okay, so as I said, we are getting Atla versus Eldar, or Ifan, aka Romresis. On the top side, we got Atla playing as Eldar again. He is going Bone Singer, 3 Guardians, interesting on this map, and he's getting Fleet of Foot. Going for a Plasma Generator, so relatively standard, but will he start Rangers? That's what we have seen so far in this tournament. It's not unlikely that he'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, he's going Rangers. But Romresis is doing the same. However, he's making his crazy opening that he has done several times in this matchup, and it has also happened against him. He opens up 2 Plasma Generators, only 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot. This is probably one of the strongest openings that you can go in this matchup, maybe. It's a bit risky, however, if you pull it off, you'll basically just win the game, I think. It's really good that Romresis, he has both his builders on each Plasma Generator, because one of the builders will only build 33% of its full capacity if they play together, or if they build together, but if they go separate, they'll both get as much efficiency as possible. Rangers also out, so let's see. Both of these players are building up their economy so far. Success. By the way, I don't remember if I said it so far. If you haven't watched the games, the lower bracket is basically just a best of 1. So it's now or never. You only got 1 shot, and you gotta take it. Mission successful. Kinda better map control right now for Eldar. This makes sense because he went Guardians, 3 Guardians. He also got a Warlock. This means that he's seeing it coming. That these, not these because that's his own, but Ranger Squad is coming in from Romresis side. Romresis basically does the same. Romresis is obviously ahead in economy a little bit because of this power generator difference. They have the same requisition. Enemy sighted. However, that will probably increase a little faster from Atla's side due to the map control difference. But he's going in with both his Guardians and Ranger Squad. This is obviously stronger than Romresis' army. Well, right now at least. Yeah, Romresis has to go back here. And we got another Plasma Generator from Atla's side. Get an upgraded listening post or listening shrine. Let's see here what. Now the listening post is out. Atla has to be careful that he's not losing too many units here. Romresis is one of the best Eldar players in this whole tournament, maybe ever. I don't know. We have many. These guys are idling. This shouldn't be happening for Atla. You can't make these kind of mistakes, brother. Not at this point in the tournament. And Atla's better than this, so we all do these kinds of mistakes. Sorry. Most human beings are making these kinds of mistakes. You have need. But the darkness has passed. Fall back and reload. At this point, someone like Romresis will probably punish you in the long run. Now we're getting 2 extra power generators, so we're definitely getting a tier 2 extremely soon, just around the corner. We're getting it now. Romresis' economy is really good, and he is ahead in econ. And he's even low-key beating Atla in this matchup right now. Grenades are coming in though. We are under enemy fire. Yeah, not exactly in range yet. However, he'll probably double down on this. No, he's disengaging, I hope. Yeah, a little bit of a micro mistake here from Atla. However, he got that one. It's decent early game by Atla, but he's a little bit behind in econ. And definitely in tech as well. Romresis is not increasing his army too much. And he's just keeping the worst attacks at bay. He also upgraded his whole front line of listening posts. He even has this upgraded. So his economy is good, his defense is good. Atla going in here, this is not going to go well for him, I think. But he probably notices that he has to do something. However, he should have probably taken over the map instead of all this kamikaze mission here. Ifan. Romresis has one of the points. A little bit crazy that we have 3 Guardians, but they haven't taken over the whole map.
I come to dance
versus a Romresis that literally just sits in his base and chilling. Yeah, now we got the Harlequin. However, we get tier 2, so not too far away from tier 2, Atla. However, he will see this Harlequin here.
this day.
Nice tying up the Ranger squad. A little weird that Romresis run up all that way, but Harlequin really doing work here. We also got the Fire Dragons in here. Getting the Wall Spiders and the Falcon. Lots of Rangers dying here, actually. A little bit unnecessary, I feel like. Good grenades coming in. However, here comes the Falcon. And it's absolutely going to shred the Guardians. Atla is in such trouble. Yeah, GG. Yeah. This opening by Romresis is so disgusting, I will say that. He pulls it off well, however, it's just, yeah, I shouldn't complain too much, but it's just so disgusting. Atla probably didn't see it coming. It's sad to see Atla leave like this, however, I think it was kind of coming his way anyway, because this is Romresis, and we have already seen what he has been doing to other Eldar players in this tournament so far. So yeah, really well played by Romresis. The reason why he's down here is obviously because he lost that best of 3 against Frenetic, I think. Yeah, it was Frenetic. That was a crazy best of 3. So gods like Romresis can bleed, but that doesn't mean it's fun to play against them in the lower bracket. Sad to see Atla go. Let's see the economy. Romresis obviously won in both military department, kill versus lose ratio, and his resources was absolutely amazing, especially due to the generators. So yeah, really well played. Technology also happened. Let's move on. Atla goes out. Romresis goes to the semifinal of the losers bracket. Okay guys, so for this one, we got Space Marines versus Imperial Guard. We got Pyroman versus Talrash. Going to be very interesting. So Pyroman, he starts on the bottom side. He goes for a Servitor and 3 Guardians. Opens up a Chapel Barrack, obviously. And meanwhile, Talrash starts on the top side. He goes standard, goes infantry, command, and then plasma generator, 2 guardsmen and tech priest.
Present and accounted for.
Both of these players, I've been sounding very critical. It's just because we're so far in the tournament, and at this point, I think they are a little lucky to have each other to play against. Pyroman, I've been very skeptical of him because it looked like he could only win if he overwhelmed the opponent with Space Marine squads. However, he played up against Kuo last time on this map as well, by the way, and that looked very convincing. Well played. There he showed me a little bit more. Talrash, obviously he went up against Matt the Star. Not an easy matchup at all. It's not an easy matchup for anyone going up against Matt the Star. So, and I've only watched 2 games against for Talrash. The problem is that he makes mistakes that I'm not so fond of. But so far it looks very, very stable. Nothing weird happening so far, so really, really good. I hope we get the best out of these players. And by the way, guys, being a lower level, there's no shame in that. We all are different levels. This includes myself. I wouldn't be here probably at this point if I was in this tournament anyway, so being critical is never personal. Talrash has to be careful here. He's definitely making damage though. Oh. Did Pyroman attack this listening post initially? Because he should definitely be winning this. I know it has a commissar and stuff, but there's no way that guardsmen win in the negative cover like this, even with a commissar. However, the commissar did take a lot of damage. Okay, Force Commander out, so we got a Space Marine squad and then a Force Commander. Now Talrash is hunting down the Servitor. Real good early game for him.
What do we do?
Greedy play by Pyroman. He should not be here. Pyroman is losing both sides. No, he's not losing this. Okay, good.
Thought they broke our backs.
Okay, are we getting a brutal? He should be running right now, Pyro. Oh, losing way too many Space Marine squads. This looks like me playing Space Marine on a bad day. Losing too much here and there. Talrash is really playing well, by the way. Like I'm not discrediting him. He's really doing his thing, honestly. Getting this position. I do think he's over reinforcing a little bit here and there, but we're getting another Space Marine squad. We need that from Pyroman. Did he finish that? Okay, great. Pyroman still doesn't have this. However, he has also. I do think that what he's doing is probably what he needs to do, because he needs to match this huge army right now that Space Marines is getting here, or that Talrash is getting. Okay, looking at economy, 68-0 for Space Marines, which is a very big worry sign, where Talrash is 80-10, getting 80-20 very soon. 86-20 soon, so
what would you have me do?
Very worrisome. Pyroman doesn't have this area either. This matchup is usually IG favored in the early game. However, I don't think that if Space Marines falls way too far behind in the early game, it can be a very, very hard time for Space Marines. He is matching him in army, but he's behind in power. This means that he will hit tier 2 very, very late. Whereas it's not unlikely that Talrash will actually get away with T2 very soon. However, Talrash is definitely losing too much here. He shouldn't take these kinds of fights if he is teching like this. He's getting so many plasma generators. He's definitely going tier 2 here. No, he's upgrading this one, okay. A little late, but okay. This looks risky from Pyro. I know why those units should have been in here way earlier. Command squad is doing some work, however, the command squad is also taking a lot of damage here. Space Marines has lost so much. He keeps reinforcing. I don't think Pyro can sustain this, to be honest. Yeah. Also losing so many Space Marines here. What is the scouts doing meanwhile? Okay, so they're definitely so he's definitely winning over the map. And now he's getting a bunch of generators. I've already said this several times now, but it's a little too late. Yeah, IG is closing in on tier 2 very soon.
At your command.
What would you have me do?
He basically lost too many
Today,
units
the enemy
early,
shall never
Yes, my lord.
and he doubles down on it. Okay.
Faith is
What's he
our
doing with the
supply.
skull probe? Is he stunning the turret?
Ever vigilant.
He is. Okay. I like this, but this means he needs to take this. And he probably won't get it.
In position.
Yeah. He doubles down. I mean, he can probably win this out. Because the Imperial Guard is not getting weapons. These guys are idling for too long time.
Big gun.
He can probably win this fight, but the problem is the price he has to pay is a bunch of more reinforcements, and he can't pay that price. Now he's getting his second generator. This will take him to tier 2 soon. However, IG, and he already knows it because of this command squad execution that buffs his guardsmen. This means that he is tier 2. Yeah, Space Marines is in trouble. Really well played by Talrash.
My duty to serve.
He is very, what's it called? He's very patient, I feel like, in some cases, at least. Yeah, Space Marines is getting absolutely slaughtered here. His economy is also decent, 98 to 40. And we're getting the tactical control, a bunch of upgrades. And we're getting the priest. Okay, nice.
Taking heavy fire.
Pyroman approaching tier 2. You are normally behind in tech in this one, but not this behind. He doesn't even have the arm. Okay, he's getting the armory. But
Squad deployed. Heresy.
I don't.
On alert, brothers.
Yeah.
The enemy must be nearby.
Oh, I hate this kind of thing, but I think this game is pretty much over. Because for this siege that you're seeing here, you need, what's it called? You need assault marines. Because they can close the gap faster. Guardsmen and grenade launchers are useless in melee. However, the army is simply not strong for Pyroman. He needs assault marines here. He even has a bunch of float here. What are we doing here? Okay, we get the machine pit.
We are the Emperor's
3 minutes until taken.
Priest is getting in here, destroying this listing post. What's IG doing? Weapon specialization. Getting the priest, another priest.
We're under fire.
Okay, assault marines are coming in, so Pyro has the right ideas.
And accounted for.
However, I just don't think he can get the comeback that he wants.
We're under fire.
Will he go for... Okay, he goes for land speeders. I like that. No anti-vehicle yet from Talrash. However, he is getting plasma guns, and he's destroying this this chapel barrack. Yeah. In hindsight, really bad movement by Pyro. He should have been here earlier, so he could engage with these assault marines together with the rest of his army. Does he even have grenades, by the way? I don't even know if he has grenades. I hope he has. He's getting in here. These guys should be tying up this. Wow, they're getting absolutely slaughtered. But this assault marine should have tied up these guys so that these guys were closer to tie this guy up. I hope it makes sense. Landspeeder trying to do some work. However, the Landspeeder is very squishy. Yeah. I didn't even notice the timer. I tried to look away from it, but I kind of knew this game was over.
Let me inspire our men.
Talrash did his thing. Pyroman had too many micro mistakes, and then he tries to compensate with reinforcing his army a little too much. Getting tier 2 around, what was it, 7:30? That's way too late in this matchup, I feel like. Talrash really punished Pyro
What is your wish?
very
What would
well.
you have me do?
And yeah, I think Space Marines just lost the early game way too hard. Even though, you know, he's definitely getting the whole map and he's winning fights here and there, but the price that he's paying for is just perma-reinforcing his army, and you just can't win in that case.
Where is his will
And
needed?
Talrash didn't take too many dumb fights. and so you get rewarded for that kind of play, and that means you'll survive and move on to the next round. Well played by Talrash. Sad to see Pyroman go out, actually, because he's the only Space Marine player there is left in this tournament. But well played to Talrash. He moves on to the semifinals, and he's actually going up against Romresis. Military, so lots of units killed by Talrash. Sure, he loses a bunch too, but it's kind of okay because a lot of them are guardsmen. They don't cost that much. He also wins in resources department, actually by a mile. And this is because that Pyroman reinforced a lot of units over here. So even though Talrash, as I told you, guardsmen are very cheap, he also reinforced a bunch, but this many units in this short period of time against IG, too much reinforcement is being put into work here. I think it's 2.5 guardsmen for reinforcing one Space Marine unit. That is a lot of resources, and so you can imagine putting that into context how much Pyroman actually reinforced here. Okay, well played to Talrash. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so for this game we got, again, we're playing Frasia's Demise, my bad. We got Nameless versus Deco, going to be super fire, by the way. Both players absolutely amazing, have been playing this tournament really well. On the left side, we got Nameless playing as Sisters.
I serve the Sisters.
He goes for an extra servitor. He has 2 servitors and goes for 2 missionaries. And he goes Adeptors Convent, and we also get the Pristine Sanctuary. So potentially we are getting Seraphims here. Yeah, we'll see. This map is interesting because it only has 3 strategic points. Therefore, I hate this map very much. Necron players have a pretty decent time on this one.
With the Emperor's Creed.
But let's look at the right side where we got Deco. He plays Eldar. And he goes for a Bone Singer. Oh, 2 Bone Singers, actually. 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot. Getting a Dark Reaper squad. Obviously, you can't go 2 Dark Reapers right after each other when you go another Bone Singer. But that's probably a part of the reason why he's doing what he's doing. He also is capturing this with the Dark Reaper squad. So what are we getting here? Okay, we're getting Seraphims. However, what was it, Mr. Rayhard, who also had this opening? Nameless is an absolutely amazing player, so maybe I'm underestimating what he's doing right here. But I think this opening is risky because you have no power to reinforce your Seraphim squads. Oh, is he getting the decap here? Oh, he is. Really, really cool. Really cool. Okay, so now 2 Seraphim squads are out. He needs to be careful not losing too many. Nicely done. This one survives. Okay, we got Dark Reapers out. We're getting more. Not as of yet. Looking at economy, Nameless 50-0 versus 38-10. Relatively even economy, at least theoretically. But different incomes, obviously. We're getting the plasma generator. We will need that because otherwise these Seraphims can't be reinforced.
Success.
But when you do this opening without destroying the Pristine Sanctuary, it will definitely give you an upper hand when you go later into the game and you don't have to rebuild your Pristine Sanctuary. It just doesn't give you the sheer offensive possibilities that you normally would get if you remove the Pristine Sanctuary. Now, Nameless is going in again. He's not taking this fight because obviously he's losing this fight to better firepower. Seraphims aren't that good in just straight shootouts. They are a little bit low damage. These numbers aren't they can be very misleading. However, this is kinda accurate. Kinda. So they aren't really strong in just straight up shootouts. You can also see that Dark Reapers obviously completely out damage them. And they're also more tanky. Yeah. So this one has 4. This one has 3, but they're more tanky. Okay, Canoness is out. Really great unit. We might get Infernal Pistol very soon. Would be really good for the commanders. However, we obviously need to upgrade this this Chapel here. Okay. Oh wow, I'm really trolling here. We have a very fast tier 2 from Deco here. Okay, and 3 generators. So his economy is very sussy, right? Low in requisition. One of the reasons is obviously that he only has 3 listing posts on this map, and he didn't upgrade any of his listing posts, but he's getting an early support bottle. It's going to be good against Seraphims because they obviously don't deal that well with that. We'll see. The Infernal Pistol actually deals really good damage to vehicles, but I don't know if it can handle like 1 or 2 Falcons. That might be a little rough on top of all these Dark Reapers.
Victory countdown.
Another plasma generator from Nameless. We also got power swords.
It is a judgment.
So the Canoness going in here, killed another Bone Singer and a Bone Singer over here. Denied this Listening Shrine from being finished. His economy is pretty good for this map, 80 to 20.
I am a servant. My zeal, guide my hand.
Missionary is definitely going in here fighting these Guardian squads, who's trying to take the critical locations.
I am consecrated to the
Okay. Grabbing the Dark Reapers in the air with the Falcon. Nice. It's hard to tell who's going to win this, but right now it looks really good for Eldar due to the tech difference. However, his economy is not that good. He will need to upgrade some of these listening posts, just at least some of them. So you can see here the Infernal Pistol is actually doing some decent job. Okay, we have the blind ability, really good by the Canoness.
What would you have us do?
Okay, we got some increases in economy from Nameless.
My zeal.
If he doesn't throw away his units, he will definitely get to tier 2 and get some Celestians, I think. This missionary is still doing his thing.
Victory countdown has begun.
Yeah. I feel like Deco is a bit of trouble, even though he has a better. Ooh, we're getting the Vipers. Really good against at disrupting infantry. Obviously, also really good at destroying buildings. We don't see Vipers that often, I feel like.
Emperor.
Witchcraft.
However, they are definitely useful, I would say. Seraphims decapping this. So the map is kind of back in Nameless's favor. And he is now getting Celestians, Blessed Armor, really good for increasing the HP of Sisters infantry. And now we are getting crack grenades, really good against buildings and vehicles.
To the hymns of the ecclesiarchy.
Celestians, I mean, what does Deco do to handle them? Well, he's actually getting Warp Spiders, not a bad shout. However, his economy is still trash. This will be tough, dude. I'm not sure how he deals with this Celestian squad here.
We are ready to read.
Especially if they get anti-vehicle guns.
Fully materialized.
If I remember correctly, the melter gun is a bit better against both buildings and
Victory countdown has begun.
and vehicles, but the multi-melter overall on average deals more damage because it also deals okay damage to infantry.
We bring warriors to the front.
Looks like he's getting one each.
We are ready to redeploy.
He can only get 2 of each. Ooh. Wall Spider's doing some work here. However, I don't think they'll be able to do much. However, this Viper is actually doing some things. You can see it's really good against these types of vehicles, buildings, and aircraft. It is also pretty good against infantry when it comes to disrupting them. Not dealing much damage, but disrupting them with this bold thing that's coming here.
6 minutes until take and hold victory.
Fairly accurate, I also think. Okay, we're getting the holy relic. I've tried so many times to say this. This QUA sound is really hard for me to say. My mother tongue doesn't allow. Okay, so we're getting a destroyed Falcon. We're getting a huge engagement here. Really strong Sisters army. Oh my god, Deco just gives up. No GG added. Yeah, Sisters just played this map better. I think Eldar, interesting that he went for tier 2. In theory could have been really good. However, I just think that his economy was so bad that he just couldn't keep up. However, there's no, Nameless is a really good Sisters player. I am very happy that we're getting a Sisters player this far in this tournament. But yeah, well played to Nameless. I don't have much else to say. I don't know what Deco could have done much different. He was a little unlucky with his strategic point, I felt like. But yeah, well played to Nameless. Let's go and watch stats. I assume big difference in resources. So military makes sense, more killed by Nameless. However, resources, yeah, for a relatively short game, being almost 1,000 less in requisition gathered is absolutely dreadful for Deco. Yeah. I think that he was in a weird spot because I think if he wanted to increase his economy, he should upgrade his listing posts. However, that means that he's also spending a lot of power, and he wanted to use power to get vehicles. So yeah, Nameless was good, not suiciding his Seraphims. Yeah, technology is a thing. Yeah. Okay, GG, let's move on. Sad to see Deco go, but we're so far in the tournament that people has to go. And I'm really happy to see Sisters have a representative person here in Nameless. Let's see who he actually goes up against. Okay, so for the last game in the quarterfinals of the losers bracket, we have an absolute banger, if you ask me. We have Einhjar Jar. Oh my god, this name. We have Warden. Let's just call him Warden. That's his actual name. He's going 2 Bone Singers, 2 Guardians, Fleet of Foot, I assume. He going Aspect Portal and Plasma Generator, probably double Dark Reapers.
We will fulfill our duty.
Yeah, I'm a little curious. He is going Fleet of Foot, no? Because he could go for tier 2 very early. He's getting Dark Reapers. I don't think he will. He's definitely getting Fleet of Foot. Okay, on the top side, we got Den Superman. He's played this matchup so many times. No Fleet of Foot, actually. Interesting. This might be a small misclick, but we'll see. But yeah, Den Superman has been tested several times, and this is his first game down in the losers bracket. He opened up 1, 2. Didn't notice. I think he 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4. Only 4 scarabs. And then he went for Necron warriors. He probably assumed that he's getting rushed on this map. Yeah, we're getting Fleet of Foot, just a little delayed. He might get rushed, so he's just making sure that the Necron warriors can get out a little bit earlier than last time he played this map against Dredic. That was actually a game he won. By the way, he absolutely demolished Dredic on this map, so I'm actually a little worried for Warden. I'm not gonna lie. This is going to be a very tough matchup for him. I think this matchup is slightly favored towards Eldar. That's at least what I've heard from players that I respect a lot. So this should be hard for Den Superman. However, he's been really playing well in this tournament. Every time he goes up against Eldar, he has been really strong. But Warden has also been very strong, and he's been playing this tournament really well as well. But has he been tested against someone like Den Superman? I don't think so. Not to the same degree. Oh, that's a lie. He actually went up against Matt to Star. That went to 2-1. So yeah, Warden is a really good player, guys. Don't underestimate him. He's actually capturing the middle point here. Really interesting. This area can be a little risky. I don't have to explain to you guys why. But if you get it, it's really valuable because the vision in the middle is really strong. You can also see if someone is turning position. Instead of going down here, you can see them walk around here.
We are under enemy fire.
And so you know where the opponent is. This is basically like one big ward. We should talk about the fights that's going on right now. We have a relatively early summoning core. Relatively early. We have a big fight. Necron Warriors going melee because they can't... because melee damage doesn't get messed up by the heavy cover. However, if they went ranged, they won't be able to kill the Dark Reapers the same way. Necrons are playing on two sides. This is what they have done, or at least then Superman has done on this map a couple of times. Some Dark Reapers are dying here and there. It's not that good. Luckily for him, he didn't lose that. However, the Farseer is now coming out. We'll see. Then Superman is playing the map really well. He's also engaging in here. Okay. Economy. Plus 60, 45%.
Danger.
Versus 92 plus 10. So pretty good Eldar economy, actually. A little... Not a lot of power generators right now. So maybe he's actually being a little more tier 1 focused here. We have seen a bunch of Eldars just go for plasma generators and go tier 2. Okay, Mind Wall gets casted here. Okay, so then Superman came in here and decapped this one. Oh, the Scarab actually got away, wow. Then Superman is really, like, what are you going to do against a guy who plays the map so good? Like, what are you going to do? He's the right places at the right time. He saves the Scarab. He secured this position. He's attacking this position. And he's also aggressing now over here. So Warden is actually low-key in trouble. It's usually Eldar who's in the enemy base, the Necron base, but not in this case. When we saw Den Superman play specifically this map, I've already referenced it against Dredic. He absolutely...
We are taking damage.
Yeah, he smashed Dredic. But Dredic bounced back. That's why Den Superman is in this position that he is right now. Necron Lord going in here and Flayed Ones are buying time. Really tanky unit. And you don't want to go melee against them. For all the reasons that I've said before. Then Superman going tier 2. Plus 70 economy. So pretty decent economy. Going into tier 2. Maybe a tiny bit low. But he's also going tier 2 relatively early, I feel like. But so is Eldar. So nice. We're getting a tier 2 fight here. Let's see here. These Guardians are in trouble. However, the other Guardian squad is taking this critical location. That can be very, very important. Oh. Warden is losing a lot of the map. But Bone Singer comes in here and stops the tier 2. Really, really good. Okay. Warden needs to rebuild this one.
Things to me and I respond in kind.
He will. Or he just want to Wraith Tomb for days.
Worlds have been built.
Yep, that's what he does.
Incoming enemy fire.
Yeah. Enhanced optics. Classic. Then Superman has a bit better map control, but Eldar has this point right here. I want to show you something, but there's a fight right now. Necron Lord needs to use phase shift. Nice. They're probably disengaging here. There's probably a Wraith over here. Yeah.
Danger has found us.
Rebuilding economy. Okay, on both fronts, real good.
Nothing is hidden from my sight.
Necron Lord needs to get out. Okay, so... Okay, I hope you saw it, but this area gets revealed. And usually when you right click your units over here, they usually run through this way, and this means that you can see if then Superman is going to attack on this front, because that means the units are walking this way or the other way. And that means you can counterattack or you can ready up your forces here.
The enemy cannot hide from my sight.
We are here to...
Howling Banshees are out. I don't think I've mentioned it. What is Necrons doing? So we're getting tier 2.5. Not really getting it from what is it? We're not getting it from Ein Hajar. We're not getting it from Warden. He's building a webway gate. This tells me he wants more Banshees potentially. Yeah, that's why he wanted the extra population.
We are here to exact harsh vengeance.
A lot of Wraiths are around here right now. Really annoying. That's why we need more Banshees.
We are here to exact harsh vengeance.
Now the Banshees are really good against the Wraiths, but I'm not sure if they like the fact that there's so many Wraiths. Also, these Necron warriors are coming in here now. Superman is really stretching out Warden's army. Oh, nice phase shift ability to counteract the Psychic Storm. Yeah, tier 0.5 hit by Necrons. Really close to the same for Warden. Crazy game so far. The Howling Banshees are really doing work. The big problem for Warden is that he doesn't have this point. You'll see now he's getting this area now.
Success.
It's able to like look over all this area right here. So this really helps tracking down movements from the enemy. So that's really, really, really powerful to get this point specifically.
5 minutes until take and hold victory.
We are the messengers of doom.
Okay.
Incoming.
Getting the relic right now.
How can we help?
We really need that from Warden. Getting the Wraith Lord and another plasma generator. But Necron Lord is getting in here and we're getting the flayed ones. Warden is responding correctly, however, he's also getting attacked on this side. Where's the army? Okay, we get the Warden army here. Okay, great. So he has something to respond. Webway Gate is potentially getting destroyed here, but no, I don't think so. Yeah. Wraith Lord obviously wins against Necron Lord. Okay, we didn't get the decap here. Really good that Warden secures this spot. However, there's 2 destroyers out right now. Not good news from not good news for Warden. He doesn't have any anti-vehicle right. Oh, I lied. He has anti-vehicle with the Bright Lance. And he can tie up the destroyers. Okay. But we're getting a 3rd destroyer. Wow. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Then Superman is attacking this side again. He's so good at playing the map. He's really making Eldar questions his movements 24/7. Oh my god, Fascia went down. So well played by Den Superman. So he's got this area. Eldar got that area. And this one is neutral. Okay.
We are the
However, Warden finally secured this position, and he has a pretty decent economy. Again, trying to get Howling Banshees again, but he doesn't have the population cap due to this this webway gate getting destroyed. The Wraith needs to be killed. However, it just used the ability where it just goes into some sort of phase shift stasis. Okay, so many destroyers right here. Necron's economy is plus 100. This is because he has the global.
We are taking damage.
Yeah.
Are the harbingers of death.
Oh, lots of Dark Reapers dying. Wow. Okay, doesn't look too good for Warden right now. However, he's got some pretty good Necron, or pretty good Wraith Lords here. Really good against these destroyers right now due to the fact they have the Bright Lands. But we also got the Immortals. Now, the Howling Banshees are really good against the Immortals, but it doesn't matter when there's so much firepower and so many things to tie up. And this Necron Lord is again in here. However, we're getting the Harlequin. I like it. Or I at least like the idea of it. The Harlequin won't be that good against the Destroyer. But he already got some anti-vehicles, so that's pretty good. Trying to recapture this. Have you noticed that the way that then Superman plays, he keeps attacking the other side while Warden is trying to regain his side? That's just good pressure, really good offensive power. We're getting tier 3 coming in here for Den Superman. No signs of tier 3 from Atla. Okay. One going in here, I'm not sure if it's like a good idea. Also losing this Wraith Lord. However, this Harlequin is handling these two really handedly. Yeah, one simply just doesn't have the power of his army that he needs to. Yeah, too many Banshees dying here and there. I know why he does this, because he has been under attack for this whole game. Because, yeah, then Superman is playing so well, so he just wants to do a counterattack, I think, which is understandable, but he just doesn't have the power for it. He also lost his position, so now it's then Superman's. By the way, I think I've said it already, but critical locations actually give time bonus for the Necron player. So critical locations does actually give you something. Don't worry about it, guys. Getting another plasma generator. Okay. However, Necrons is tier 2. I have no idea how Eldar will respond to this. Getting another plasma generator. Okay. Necron Lord just revived.
We are the messengers of doom.
Yeah, look at this army that Warden has. Not a lot. Versus Necrons, who has 3 destroyers, a bunch of Wraiths, Necron Lord, and Immortals. So he has a good mix between anti-infantry, but then he also gets some anti-vehicle building damage.
We are taking
Getting another Wraith Lord. I don't know if Warden should have had more Falcons to avoid some of these Wraiths that was killing all his Dark Reapers in here, but yeah, a little hindsighty, obviously. These Howling Banshees are completely out of this because they are in the negative cover, and there's a bunch of destroyers just killing them right now. Okay. I am so mind blown by Den Superman. Like, I'm so mind blown of how he's playing. The way he just attacks on so many fronts and stretches out Eldar to completely always question his movements while still maintaining a good economy and still maintaining map pressure and map control. It's just really impressive. I really F with Den Superman. He's such a good Necron player.
To exact harsh vengeance.
We bring heavy weapons
We'll see how he handles the later stages of this tournament if he moves on. I assume he moves on because this looks really bad for Warden. But if he moves on, which I think he will, I will be very, very interested to see how he handles the really, really top players. He's already had experience against Dredic. And Warden is no joke either to go up against him, so. And here he's seemingly handling him relatively well. Heavy Destroyer getting out here makes sense. Well, kinda. I'm not sure. It definitely got destroyed by these Wraith Lords. But oh, the Howling Banshee got right there. Okay, Pariah's out. Super tanky unit. There's no firepower on Eldar's side. He's basically just extending the game, if you ask me. However, he is going tier 3.
Our cries herald the coming of
And Banshee's has been taking such a beating this whole game.
We exist to avenge our sisters.
He has been forced to reinforce them 24/7.
Victory countdown.
And we're just getting heavy destroyers from Den Superman right now. He's getting in here trying to destroy the support portal. If this goes down, this is definitely GG. And it probably does. Because even if we get tier 3, not being able to build vehicles is just like, no. Especially if our economy is kind of low for this stage. Having to rebuild the support wall is just so brutal. Now Pariahs are coming in. Definitely gonna destroy this webway gate. Yeah. Yeah, even the Banshees are finally going down. I think this is GG. Obviously a little disrespectful maybe to call it at this point, but I just don't see how Warden will get away from this. Yeah, Flayed Ones absolutely got destroyed here. Yeah, Warden calls GG. Then Superman is an absolute monster on this map against Eldar. This was probably just as horrible of a fate that Warden had, just like Dredic had on this map. I think Warden is a super good player. It's sad to see him leave, but we're so deep into the tournament that it's just only the really, really good players in this specific tournament that survives. So sad to see Warden go. Superman just plays this map so well. He attacks on so many fronts. He times his attacks really well. Really, really crazy. Let's go to the stats. So looking at the stats, we have then Superman winning in military department. You can tell this is bad. However, it makes sense because Warden was spamming Howling Banshees, which is a melee unit. And yeah, basically the matchup was a little turned around by that situation. Buildings raised by then Superman, all of this makes sense. Resources, a massive stomp, if you ask this total score, but I think it's pretty true actually. A massive stomp in terms of economy by then Superman. He just destroyed so many. You can also see over here, sorry. Buildings raised by then Superman is really high, but not a single one for Warden, and this just means that he didn't put enough pressure against then Superman. However, I felt like he pretty much couldn't, because then Superman kept relentlessly attacking him. So yeah, really crazy gameplay by then Superman. Technology happened. Both of them reinforced relatively the same, which is due to the Howling Banshee spam that I just talked about before. So yeah, GG. We move on to the semifinals. So we're gonna watch 2 more games, and then I'll wrap this video up. Yeah, let's get to that one. Okay, so we're going to watch this game, Romresis versus Talrash. Again, playing on Blood River, by the way. Talrash starts on the bottom side. He opens up a Tech Priest, by the way. Okay, interesting. What's he doing here? So he's getting the infantry command, and then he gets 2 guardsmen. Usually when I see this kind of opening, I think it screams that we're going to have some sort of some sort of turret rush.
I am on it.
And the more we get into this, the more it actually looks like we're getting that. So we'll see. 2 guardsmen, if I haven't said it. 2 guardian squads. Well, 2 bone singers, 2 guardian squad, fleet of foot, and we're getting dark reapers. Okay. What is Talrash going to do here? Okay, he is getting the turret. Okay. Nicely done. Relatively classic opening right now. From Romresis. Even though this is a little substandard, it's not completely weird for IG to do this at all. And I actually respect that Talrash is going for this. Let's see if it actually pays off. We get command squad and we get a guardsman squad. I like this. So he's engaging this part of Eldar's side. He's all in this. He's potentially just letting go of this position. However, I don't like the fact that he obviously is getting so few, like he's leaving 1 guardsman squad over here. He's definitely losing this. No, he's not. Okay, well played. I didn't see if he had resources. It looked like he didn't have it.
Our mission is successful.
Good deny. I kind of like this by Talrash.
We have mastered the art.
We got 2 Dark Reapers here, and this is going to be annoying for him. Really annoying for him. Also getting the Psyker. This is probably because he's really good against commanders. Because of, what is it? Strip Soul, that is called. Okay, so 1 Tech Priest went down for Talrash.
We're under fire.
No.
Then I look ready for war.
It's in here. Okay, so he didn't lose that Tech Priest. That's good. So far, Talrash is definitely winning this early game. It will be tough because well, winning and winning. We always need to be careful about that because, again, Talrash doesn't have good economy. Oh, this is terrible though. No, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Oh my god, no way he gets away with it. Okay, disengage. Get under your turret. Okay. Commissar coming in here. I like it. Looking at economy, in fact, 56 to 10 for Talrash versus 62 to 10 for Romresis. Okay, another turret. I'm not a fan of this, but we're getting the Wraith Tomb. This is obviously one of the reasons why I don't like building turrets against Eldar. I just love the idea, but obviously this Wraith Tomb is such a hard counter for IG turret rush. Okay. So a little behind in economy, Talrash is. He's getting the tactical commando, which is a really good option against Dark Reaper squads. Romresis went 3 Dark Reapers, and grenades are really, really powerful. Really strong what's it called? Anti-infantry.
We are under enemy fire.
Getting a plasma generator for Romresis. He'll probably go normally into tier 2 in this matchup. Except if he feels really comfortable.
Where's our fire support?
Yeah. I like that Talrash now goes all in. So one thing I really like about this is he goes all in on one side. He's not trying to spread out Romresis at all. He's just trying to fight him on one side and prioritize that. if he thins out his army, he will for sure lose. So he's not making that mistake.
We are under enemy fire.
Romresis is in fact actually going tier 2, so I predicted it wrong. But I should have known because this is how Romresis always do.
Success.
Are we getting the decap? No. But we're getting grenade launchers, so I'm really excited. Don't stay here. Don't stay here. Don't take random damage for no reason. However, Romresis is also low-key trolling here. It's too much damage. You don't have the grenade launchers now. Just wait 2 or 3 seconds extra, and then we can start talking about it. Okay, now you can get in here, decap it. Nice, nice, nice. Really good. Okay, tier 2 coming in for Talrash. He's actually playing this relatively good, I would say. I really like it.
Success.
I sound so surprised, but maybe I was a little harsh to Talrash in the quarterfinals. Maybe. Nah, fuck that. We were in quarterfinals of the winners bracket. I assumed we would get more. Okay. Talrash secures this position. He's a little behind in terms of macro and tech. But it's only a little. Oh, but we get the Bone Singer in here, the Brave Tomb. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Romresis. Why you gotta do bro like that? Getting some pretty good upgrades for Guardsman. See here.
Eager for action, sir.
Get some HP in here.
By the Emperor.
Yeah.
We've won.
Pretty good actually. Pretty good. We're getting the Falcon in here. Obviously, really
victory countdown.
Really straightforward. Would be really good in this matchup right now.
Victory! Shall I get started?
Falcon is just always like a really good to go.
What would you have me do?
Oh, lots of firepower here. Losing the most valuable unit, which is Priest. Yeah. This Falcon is going to be so hard to handle for Talrash. He will need vehicles. And where are they at?
Eager for action, sir.
Nowhere to be seen right now.
Eager for action, sir.
I know he's dealing okay-ish damage to this Falcon, however, there's just too much like... Okay, we're getting the Bone Singer in here. Romresis, you crazy dude. But he knows he can get... okay, nice morale dropping. However, it doesn't matter because the firepower is just too much. Oh, Romresis, I think you're definitely finishing this game. What are we getting here? Getting Fire Dragons here. Yeah. Yeah, this is an absolute slaughter. Yeah. As soon as he saw the Falcon, he should have just left. Well, as soon as he saw the Falcon and that massive amount of army, he should have known he could just be run down, but yeah. Yeah, GG. It was actually a GG. I like that Talrash just showed up. Not too much trolling. I don't like his cap order here. If you want to attack with another guardsman squad, please just get 3 guardsmen. I know that means that it's going to be hard with this turret rush and stuff, but it's like, yeah, you need economy as IG. You need economy in general. So this slow map control here, not a fan of it. However, Romresis moves on. Let's look to the stats. I think it's pretty straightforward. Eldar just killed way more, even though it's IG we're talking about, it's just way too much. Resources was very dominant by Romresis. 500 more requisition gathered in about 8 minutes. That's rough. But well played to Romresis, and the game moves on. Okay, guys, so the last game for today is going to be an absolute banger. We got Nameless playing as Sisters of Battle, the last sisters in this tournament, versus Den Superman playing as Necrons. Den Superman starts on the top side. He goes for 5 Scarabs and 2 Necron Warriors right after, building his generators. However, this one will probably go down and capture. I think we've seen him before do that on this map. Yeah, probably going to capture this one. Looks like it at least. On the bottom side, we got Nameless. He's going for his build order. He has done this whole time against Necrons. He won against Bloody Monsters, so this is no joke. He goes for 3 Missionaries, Convent, and Pristine Sanctuary, trying to finish them at the same time, and then he goes for a Plasma Generator in the end. So a lot of map control and a lot of teching, going for fast Celestians. Let's see how Den Superman he handles that, because that was tough last time that happened.
I am come with the Emperor's creed in hand.
Right. Getting Seraphims, this is what we've seen every single time. Just 1 for now, because he won't have the resources for 2. And he's probably getting this one.
We are the wings of the Sisters of Battle.
Praised be the Emperor for giving us this point.
Okay. Then Superman secures this position. This missionary is coming in, probably try to cap this, but he's not getting it. This is probably why then Superman is getting in here and just securing this spot. However, Nameless will probably try and take this instead. Nameless is also going in with the Seraphim squad. Going to try and see if he can kill some of these Builder Scarabs. He don't have too much space to work with, but yeah, whatever. See what he does. So capturing the map relatively fast, this makes sense because he has 3 missionaries. Both of these players are really, really amazing players, so I'm so sad to see one of them go, but it has to happen. Nice. I like this from Nameless. I really like it.
I humbly await orders.
Necron Lord coming in here. Economy 50 plus 50, very close to being plus 60, versus 56 to 10 economy, which is going to be eco booming very, very soon, I think. Not looking too good for Den Superman right now. However, he's going to counterattack. He's not having any of this, which is super important because Nameless will potentially go tier 2 extremely soon. He's going in with the Seraphims. Not going to be too fun for Necrons. However, I don't know how much these Seraphims can do. Oh, coming in with the Servitor, probably going to use it to destroy an obelisk. Also getting this relic. So again, okay, nice. So we're getting the early tier 2. This is for getting early Celestians. He's also getting another plasma generator. Okay, hunting down the what's it called, Scarab. Now we're getting this Servitor doing some stuff here, dealing a lot of damage. However, it's not enough, and Necron Lord is here. Now upgrading with the Holy Icon on this listing post. What usually happens from here is we get a bunch of Celestians, and then we get the Confessor, and then we have a really, really powerful army from Sisters. Oh, but we're getting some Wraiths here. Then Superman is plus 70. He has probably played against a bunch of sisters and knows that this is actually something that they usually do. So he's going all in. He's not letting them scale. And the problem is Nameless can't really fight this. He really can't touch these guys yet. He needs Celestians. He is tier 2 and he is getting the Celestians. Trying to buy time with the Servitor, however, I don't think it's enough. Right now, Seraphims are just going around trying to like kill some Scarabs. However, I don't think it's enough. He does have the Infernal Pistol for the Veteran Superior. Celestians out now. He will have to spam a lot of them. However, his economy is not amazing. Looking at critical locations, he has the middle point and he has the left. He's losing the third though, or the right one. Has a Servitor over here, and he has a Servitor over here. Did he lose most of his missionary? No, he has one there. And he has another one there. Okay, good. As long as he has two at least, that's good. Necron, like, then Superman doing a lot of eco damage here. I will respect that for sure. Then Superman doing a lot of stuff right now. Because if he does not halt Nameless down, Nameless will for sure destroy him. There is no doubt in my mind. Especially when the Holy Reliquary, that building comes out, then we get the Confessor, and then it's GG. But then Superman, let's see what he... Then Superman is no slouch to play against. However, his Necron Lord just went down. Really not good. Flayed ones are buying some time though, but they're taking a lot of damage. This Infernal Pistol is really doing work. Okay, we get the Holy Reliquary. Don't lose your missionary, mate. No, that's not good. The missionaries are super important for... oh, he cancelled it. The missionary is really important for these squads because they have the healing ability. Really powerful ability. We're also getting the improved field logistics. This is the squad cap increase for sisters. And he'll need that because he's spamming Celestians. Then Superman going for tier 2. Nameless is in a bit of trouble. Like, his economy is really bad. 56 plus 10. Whereas Necrons, on the other hand, is plus 80 and going into tier 2. So even though I would say Sister's economy is pretty good. Oh, sorry, army is pretty good. His economy is absolutely dreadful. Really well played by Den Superman. Looks like he saw this this coming. That he kind of knew what was going to happen, and so he just attacked immediately on Sisters. No pulling back punches. Nice! Teleporting back. Not staying here for like a weird greedy fight. Really well played. Also decapping this relic. Oh my god, this is so detrimental. So a stronger army from Sisters, but will Necrons be able to hit back? Because look at this economy compared to this economy, which is getting becoming plus 90 very soon. Having some Necron warriors here and there, taking over the whole map. Then Superman, that is. This listing post, we can't afford to lose it, Nameless, and you know it. Oh, he is probably losing it though. But what price is then Superman paying here? Yeah. Then Superman is just playing this map really well. He's being the right places at the right time, getting back, and then teleporting. Now he's attacking on the other side. It's really good macro in general. Good map movements.
Victory countdown has begun.
Holy Reliquary. out now. Got the Confessor coming in. So even though Sister's army is super powerful, I think it's going to be really hard for him to sustain it. Because he will probably also need some melter guns. Because destroyers could be coming soon. We're getting a turret though. Oh. Necrons are not having any of this again. Counterattacking immediately. Sisters need to be very clear in his decision on what to do from here. Nameless, that is, obviously. It doesn't really make sense to say sisters and then saying he right after. Now we got the rank 2 upgrade for Necrons. We just saw it due to the light aura thing changing. Now we got the Confessor. He got a brutal ability called Emperor's Wrath. I'm gonna see if it gets used here. However, Confessor is super squishy. Are we getting the stun? It's probably in here already. Oh, losing a lot of Celestians. This is not good.
To the hymns of the Ecclesiarchy. Celestian squad, ready for battle.
I have a Seraphim squad right here. Usually this would not be a close fight, but I think Necrons might actually win it due to the fact that they have such strong upgrades right now. Oh my god. Now, I'm not an expert when it comes to this faith mechanic, but I can't remember how much faith is needed for a cast of the Emperor's Wrath. I didn't even see him pull it off. Yeah, Necrons might lose this one. Yeah. And then Superman sees it coming. Here comes the stun. Really ridiculous stun, if you ask me. It's so long. I can't even remember how many seconds it is, but yeah.
I serve.
Economy 79 to 10, so less horrible than it was before. I would say right now it's just bad. It's not legitimately horrible. He needs to retake this, and he does. Okay, great. He needs to answer then Superman way better. The problem is now he's getting Tomb Spider, and there are so many dead bodies in here. So if he gets in here with the Tomb Spider and the rest of his army, and he pushes Sisters, granted that might be a little hard, but if he does that, then he's gonna lay siege to Nameless's base for the rest of the game. Yeah, then Superman not going tier 3 here. He's doubling down. He want to finish this game. He want to win this game. However, it's not going to be easy with Nameless's army. Nameless has a really bad economy, I will say that. I've said that a Sicilian times now, but this is his Achilles heel. This is his weakness right now. Other than that, everything else is really powerful. Yeah, the Emperor's Wrath gets cast here. Really good. Pretty good, I would say. Did some pretty good damage. Wow, so many low Necron warriors. I didn't see how much they cost. What is it, 25 faith? Maybe. Getting the Tomb Spider in here. Going to be a nightmare.
Celestian squad, ready for battle.
Trying to kill the Tomb Spider here. We have a good anti-vehicle damage here. Oh, but I don't think we're finishing it. No, doesn't look like it. But then Superman is probably finishing his base. Oh, his economy is so low. Okay, but probably getting the Tomb Spider here? No, maybe not. Yeah, this Seraphim squad is really in trouble. The Tomb Spider is so strong in melee, by the way. Especially against classic infantry like Seraphims.
Celestial Squad, ready
Yeah,
for battle!
this looks GG to me. Then Superman again, just an absolute monster when he plays this map. I've seen the same thing go for Bloody Monster. So it's just like being really good at attacking the right places at the right time. Well, all races need that, but I think especially a slow race like Necron. They have really strong warriors, but they're very slow. So they need to be very, very good at decision making and being in the right place at the right time. And then using their teleport from the summoning core well and correctly. This turret here is just... Crack grenades got placed here. However, this game is definitely over. Even by a miracle that Nameless get all of this army out of here, there's also some stuff going on here. This point is done. Like, yeah, this game is over. Even a ridiculous next level Emperor's Wrath won't help him here. Yeah, GG by Nameless. It's been said here. Really, really sick played by Den Superman. He's an absolute monster. I have no idea. He needs to go up against like the Star or Bloody Monster. Romresis maybe. Like he's looking absolutely on fire. There's probably a player that I'm forgetting that might also give him a run for his money. But yeah, it's no joke that Den Superman is so far in this tournament. He is an absolute nuisance to play against. Really well played. Let's look at stats before we wrap this one up. So Nameless killed a lot of units, doesn't matter, because Nameless had a worse economy compared to Necrons. Wow, that, like, no matter how you spin this around, this is ridiculous difference. I know that going tier 2 Celestial Rush is not necessarily eco heavy, or it doesn't seem like it, but it's just like you can't sustain a tier 2 army for the long term if you don't have good economy for it. And then Superman attacked all of that economy, so yeah. Whatever, guys, thank you for watching. This was part 7 of this whole video series. I can already confirm by now that there are 2 more videos to come. The next time we're going to watch the semifinals and the winners bracket final, and then we're going to watch the losers bracket games all the way up to the finals final game. And it's going to be super fire. Someone like Den Superman will definitely get far, but we'll see. He's going really deep. I don't know if he wins against the best of the best, but we'll see. Absolute fire game. Thank you for watching, guys. It has been such a joy so far to watch this Burger Cup. Fingers crossed that we'll get even more fire games. But yeah, I hope I see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Peace.